Okay, I think we are live here. That's my original song that I created on Suno called Backyard After the Rain. So here we go. We're in the backyard after the rain. It is not raining today here in Columbia, Tennessee. So I should probably just turn it off or let it run the last 15 seconds so you can hear it. Welcome. Welcome to Legacy. What if the business was built for you? And there's after the rain. So let's see what's going on here. Make sure that I have, there we go. Make sure I have the right screen up so that everybody can see me out there. That would be better to do, right? And I'm just checking, getting my phone over here so I can see my live stream on the phone and see what's going on there. And over on my other computer where I watch to see who's on YouTube. So yes, welcome to my little office studio that I share with my wife Leslie here in Columbia, Tennessee. Trying to keep my voice going. For some reason this spring, getting my seasons backwards. This spring, the green stuff here, probably because of the rain, there's probably more pollen and green things floating around. So by afternoon, my head gets kind of plugged up and my voice gets kind of like I'd sing bass, but I won't be able to sing very well because it's kind of plugged up. But anyway, that's not what you came here to hear. So I want to thank you for tuning in, whether you're on here live right now or you're on the replay. I'm glad that you are here and spending your afternoon or evening or morning, whatever time it is, you might be watching the replay and joining me. I want to talk about, as you saw on my title slide, how you could become the CEO of your own business. And what if the business was already built for you? What if you didn't have to spend thousands of dollars trying to build a business like people that start a coffee shop? There's two really great coffee shops, one just 5 minutes from me here in Columbia that I think was about 2 years ago. It was after we moved here 4 years ago that building, I forget what it was, but it was remodeled into a coffee shop called Town Coffee. And I'm assuming that they spent quite a bit of money getting that all fixed up, hiring employees, doing promotional work, getting people in the door. But now it's a great place to go and hang out and meet people. That's kind of my other local office when I'm not sitting here. Excuse me. My other coffee shop that I like to go to, I don't get there quite as much, up to Legends in Spring Hill. Actually, it's kind of, I guess you'd call Neapolis, just off of the Nashville Highway, Highway 31 going into Spring Hill from us down here in Columbia. And a friend of mine from church owns that. And when those people set up those businesses, it cost them quite a bit. As I said, inventory, rent, got to get the product. Every month you have to buy product, you got to pay the bills and all of that. So what I want to talk about today is, what if the business was already built for you? you could be the CEO of your own business for way less than what people have to pay who start a local business. I love the idea of people starting local businesses. Yes, I go to the big box stores because a lot of the things we need aren't at local stores. Whenever we can, we go to the local stores instead of the big box stores. But it's hard for local businesses to get started and cover all those costs, the startup cost. Sometimes going the route of a franchise, they have to spend money up front for the franchise fee and everything that goes together in that. Like my friend John that started the health club that's just a few miles from me, and I haven't gotten too much lately. My wife and I joined last year and ended up getting really busy. But if you could start a business for a fraction of what it costs to build a building or lease a building and put in inventory and all of that, so that you could be the CEO of your own business. I know I've been on LinkedIn for probably 10 to 12 years or longer, and I haven't been on there a lot lately, but when I have popped on there, I've noticed people that are getting laid off. They've been working for places, they've been doing great job for people. Uh, I know a friend of mine, Jason, who I actually worked with a few years back when we were in Minnesota. He was working for a company. He's a great sales guy, and he got let go. So he posted a couple weeks ago on LinkedIn that he was open and take a look at his bio. But what if you could be the CEO of your own company and not have to deal with all of that and start something that was already proven? So what I want to do is show you what Legacy Builders isn't. So Legacy Builders isn't a multi-level marketing MLM or a downline business. You don't have to hustle, get into that hustle culture in disguise. There's none of those rah-rah meetings that you have to go to. You don't have to do home parties. You don't have to do cold DMing across the internet, trying to connect with people through DMing or direct messaging on social media to try to hook them. Don't you hate it when you get those direct messages for people in Facebook or other platforms, whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn, that all they want to do is connect with a sales pitch. It's not a get rich quick scheme. This actually is the anniversary of my 3rd month in Legacy Builders. I started this on March 11th. So March to April, May, June, here we are, June 11th, and it's my anniversary. So I should have some noisemakers or something. I should have had a noisemaker wave file or something to blow for my party. But it's not a get rich quick. Some people are making good money out of the gate, and some people, it takes a while. You don't have to sacrifice your family and all the energy that you don't have to draw the energy from time with your family. Yesterday, after my wife got back from, she helps homeschool our grandkids. We have 5 of our 6 grandkids here in Columbia, in Spring Hill. They actually live up the road from us in Spring Hill. And she helps homeschool them. And another family, she homeschools a couple of their daughters. And so right now we loaned our 2nd vehicle back to our daughter because they had car problems with one of them. So I had to wait for her to get home before I could do some running around that I had to do yesterday. And I was able to do that. I was able to take time and go do that. When I got back from running my errands, we took time to go do some grocery shopping and do some other things, make some other stops that we needed to do. And I wasn't rushed. I didn't have to get back because I was worried that I was going to miss a phone call, or I would have somebody trying to get a hold of me, or that I had some other work that I needed to get done in order to keep the business going. There's no theory. This is all a real system. This is proven. And I'm going to share a little bit about how the business was started just under 4 years ago now, and the person who started it. So what are the products? Digital programs, digital products are what we offer people with Legacy Builders. There's no inventory. We provide people with a real solution. There's no upfront manufacturing cost, 100% profit on every sale. So this was something when I first heard about Legacy Builders, I questioned, how do you have something that I can make 100% profit on and the company can stay in business? Well, the secret is, and I'll show you the detail of that in a little bit, but when you come into the program, you buy in at one of 5 different package levels to have access to everything that's in that particular package. And these are all digital products that are created by the company, and I'll show you what they look like. And you have master resale rights. You have a contract with the company. I have a contract with the company, then I have master resale rights. And the company makes their profit in another way, and I'll show you when I get to that area how that's done. This unlocks a global business. There are literally people all over the world on different continents that are doing this business. And it's easier to reach your income goals because you don't have all of that overhead. You don't pay for inventory. You don't have to rent an office or lease a building and buy coffee products or food products to sell. You don't have to stock supplies in a hardware store and all that. So there's no inventory, 100% profit, and you have global reach with the business. Now, Legacy Builders is right on the edge of the wave of the multi-billion, multi-trillion dollar markets for global e-learning. Remember what happened in about year 2020, get my calendar numbers right, the year 2020, when schools shut down, campuses shut down, businesses closed, and then people started going to online learning, to e-learning. And as businesses started to open back up, most of the employees were remote employees. When schools opened back up, they didn't open the buildings, they opened their training, and they got curriculum that the students were taking online. Some of them were already doing online classes before 2020, before all that craziness hit. And so they adapted and they grew the programs. So this e-learning system has become something for schools, the 12-year grade 12 and up, and grade 12 and over when you get into colleges, universities. Even our grandkids who are homeschooled are doing e-learning. Some of the classes, as I said, my wife helps teach. She teaches reading and some other things with the grandkids, but they also have classes that they attend online that my daughter signs them up. And she actually ended up buying 2 extra laptops a few months ago because they were all fighting over the, the one computer. So that is a growing business. 420 billion plus. That's the market size in 2026, and the projection more than doubling by 2030 to $1.2 trillion. So online learners is a huge business. There are 1.1 billion online learners expected worldwide by 2029. So you're not behind. You're right at the right time to be involved in a business that offers digital products. So the other thing that's been happening that has exploded really in the last just 3 to 4 years now. About 2 years ago, I started using AI technology. I use Google Bard, which was the forerunner of what's now called Gemini, to help me write content for a blog post for my business back then. I was doing real estate investing. And that was my slow entry into AI. So that's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And the automation that's available now with our system, with AI and the other systems, it's amazing. So we can actually get down to a 2-hour workday where you're doing actually income producing work. Doesn't mean 2 hours to do your sharing on social media about your business, plus doing a bunch of reading and cruising around and having fun learning more stuff. It means 2 hours workday to do the things that you need to do to share content, whether you're doing it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, other social media platforms, or you're doing there's a whole variety of tools, training that's available to teach people how to do their marketing in different ways. So content creation, sales delivery, everything is automated. There's a complete sales process and customer support. It's all built in. And when you join, you get whatever level you come in at any of the 5 levels, you get a complete website that's already built for you. I've started building websites in 1996. I built probably a few hundred websites for myself and other people when I was doing agency level business, had my own agency building websites and helping people with online business. But the good news is you don't have to know any of that stuff because it's all built for you. It's a done for you system. It's built for anyone ready to build legacy. There's no tech experience needed. You do not have to be a Henry. You don't have to hire a Henry. You have a system that is better than 99% of them. And I should know I've invested over $40,000 in the last 16 to 18 years trying out different systems, learning things, and most of them did not do what I anticipated, what the sales pitch was on those. And because I'm a self-proclaimed techie nerd, I probably spent way too much time trying other things, playing with technology when I should have been following a program, which I now do with legacy builders. And some people in this business are actually building the business from their phone. You can get by actually without having to have a computer. So once you get into it, you can see how easy that is. And you don't need a big following. You can decide, like I'm not on TikTok, but if I decided that I wanted to get a TikTok account and follow the training to build my business on TikTok, I could do that. And the system would show me that the training would teach me how to do that from scratch. And it's a global business. In a couple of minutes, I'll show you a map of where the people are that are part of global legacy already. Legacy builders already globally, already across the world. So here's a little math for you. The top product in the company, which I'll show you here in a couple of minutes, sells for $1,400. So if you do the math, if you had only 6 customers a month purchasing that top product, that would be $100,000 a year. There's no massive audiences needed. You again make 100% profit, no sharing what you make. And this is just one of many income streams. I have that bolded because there is training in here of once you go through the basic training and begin to be uh, comfortable with how everything works and the automation that it built into the system, you can go and create your own products. You can become an affiliate for other products. You can do what I've done. I built a school, SKOOL community, where I teach people what I'm learning as I'm learning things about AI. And you can make money in a number of ways. So all of that is in the comprehensive training that's included. So here's just a few people that you can see who have, excuse me, in our school group. People can go in there and post wins. So if you're on a cell phone, this might be kind of hard to read. Even on a laptop, it might be kind of hard to read. But these are 6 people who have shown up. They've done the work. They've made themselves available online to whatever community, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, and they're making money. Here's one, uh, Shirley. She had her phone go ding, $600 sale to wrap up one evening. Another one, $1,400 sale came in this morning, she said. $1,200. Now, these are not typical. Not all 60,000 plus people that are in the community are making money at these levels on a daily basis, but the potential is there for you to do that. So if you're ready to build with legacy, I would ask you to join me. I'm going to show you here in just a moment what you can do to join. I'll show you a little bit more about the products and so on. And let me go to my last slide here. There we go. I'm going to switch over here to my desktop. And here you'll see the digital growth community. And this is the founder of the company. This is Michelle O'Neill, who founded the company about just under 4 years ago. I think she said September of 2022. And let's see, it looks like I'm, for some reason, there we go. Are you seeing that now? There, now I'm seeing it on my other screen. I was on my black PowerPoint slide. There we go. Here's Michelle. So this is the digital growth community. And over here, you can see on the right-hand side, 60.4K, over 60,000 people. And if I go on the map up here, you will see where people are located. Now look at South Africa. Here's, I can drill in a little bit here. For some reason, now Michelle, when she started her business, she started with TikTok. And for whatever reason, the algorithm sent her primarily to people in South Africa, which is pretty amazing because, like she said on her webinar yesterday, there are now over, well, I don't know if over, but she said 30 people that are self-made millionaires in South Africa alone. So here we are, United States, Europe, even the Middle East, Australia. I've met some people in Australia, New Zealand. So now what I would like to show you, we were looking at the slide a few minutes ago where people post their wins. This is over in the community in the wins area. So here's somebody, first sale, Jippy, I made my first sale. I'm so grateful for this. I thank God for this blessing. Upgrade. I just upgraded to the $1,400 level. So excited. Now I feel totally eligible and somehow it's boosted my confidence. Thank you to my friend James Famba that believed in me. Fired up. So some of these wins aren't just the money. These are people who have some type of win in their lives because they're part of Legacy Builders. Here's one, $494 came in. Somebody's excited, doing live progress. Lessons turned into 11. Let's look at this one. I joined the $900 Legacy Builders 2.0 tier, giving me access to the 4 income streams. And I'll show you how that works. I started in June of 25, and then things kind of fell apart for this person. Things crashed. They had health problems from 2025 to 26, 10 months. But they never left the school. They didn't stop connecting with people. And now it took her 6 months, and now she has her own business, and she's actually created 11 income streams for herself. So that's what people can do. It's your business. If you have health issues, something going on in the family, you get started, you have to take a pause, deal with life for a while. You can do that. Here's Michelle talking about this lady who she actually had on the live webinar the other day, who built her business from South Africa. And she's got an amazing testimony. I actually shared that testimony, I think it was last week or the week before. I played the about 3-4 minutes of video about what she shared. She was at the point of totally giving up, and she ended up selling her car to get the money to come in and buy the package to get started, and turned her life around, and now she and her husband are millionaires. Here's Charlene. She was just on, I think yesterday or the last week, $1,400 sale. This morning I made $1,400 sale after meeting up with a client for coffee and explaining everything properly. That brings me to a total, now this is Rand, South African Rand, 29,859 for the month so far. So grateful that I made the decision almost 3 months ago to start this for myself. In the meantime, I resigned from my job, and a week ago I officially started working full-time from home on my own digital marketing business. Never did I think that one day I would own my own digital business from home, but I can't thank God enough for the wisdom of faith to take that first step. So there's a number of amazing stories like that. So here's what I wanted to show you. When you go into Legacy Builders, I'm going to give you a peek behind the curtain here. There's training in here, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But what it is, it breaks down into these modules to get started with. Foundation, attraction, engagement, conversion, leveraging, monetize. These are training tools, videos, and sometimes you can download PDFs that go with it so you can print them off or put them on your computer for reference in the training. That most of this is training that our founder, Michelle O'Neill, does. And you have access to all of this. And once you come in, there's only a one-time fee that you pay to join. There's no monthly fee that you have to pay unless you want to do. I did an upgrade for the website, my website, an extra $17 a month because I wanted to build more website pages and other things and use it for other things besides. So I actually have my henrygriner.com website on the same server as my Legacy Builders website, and it only cost me $17. Some people, if you've read or know any of the techie stuff out there, Go High Level is a great platform. I used that for a couple of years, but people are typically paying at least $97 a month to have that system. And then they have to build everything to make it work. we get a similar kind of system. It's not on Go High level, it's on what's called System IO, and it's total website pages, marketing funnels, automatic emails. So when people go to your web page and put in their email address, we're not asking for names and phone numbers, just an email address. They get added to your mailing list, and all of that is automated. You don't have to do anything once that is set up and going. So I'm going to begin here. Let me see, I wanted to switch. Oh, here we go. I was talking about these packages up here, these training modules, and here they are. So this is, I'm logged into my training area, and you can see the start here, the foundation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. There's extra training over here. There's also the website setup. So there are some steps. You can pay the company. I think it's less than $300 if you want to pay them to go ahead, and it takes about 3-4 days for them to build out the website for you. But they will do that if you don't want to follow the videos and do the setup yourself. But let me introduce you to Michelle O'Neill, and I'm going to just play it through my microphone. I'm not going to try to switch my system sound. Hopefully this will come through okay for you.
Congratulations and welcome to the Legacy Builders Program, the Bundle Pack Edition. I am so proud of you for saying yes to your future. I need to share this with you because this is more than just a program. It's a movement of families building freedom together. Inside our program, you are going to learn the most amazing skills that you can use in any type of business. Digital marketing isn't going anywhere. And so I'm so proud of you for being here. And I just want to share with you these skills that you're going to learn are going to be skills that have helped families create daily pay, have literally helped families be able to build multiple income streams and design a business that fits your life. And
So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but when you join and you log in on your first day, you get to watch all of that. So then what I wanted to show you, here we go, back over here. So you want to know what all this is about. So again, it's training. Here, let me just click on one of them. Let's show this one. I'll show you what the training packages look like. So you come in here into one of the phases. This happens to be the engagement, build trust and relationships. This is a whole marketing training program. It's not a technology training program. The level of technology training is there for different areas, but you do not have to know anything other than going and clicking on a button and sitting at your phone or at your computer and watching the videos. So you can see here that these are modules. This one is 7 minutes. Some of them are a little bit less. Some of them are a bit longer. All of that. And depending upon what level package you come in with, you have access to some or all of them. So I'm going to start at the top. So when I talked about people building a business like a coffee shop or a hardware store or restaurant or something and all the overhead cost, this is what it would cost. Now, compared to going out and buying a book or subscribing to some guy's website for $97 a month, this might sound pretty high. But I can set people up on payment programs too and break this up over 3 to 6 months is the way that the longest we can split these up. But what you get with the $1,400 package is full master resale rights to all 10 income streams. And we say 10 income streams, we're talking about there are 5 different packages. These are the top 2. There's 3 more that I'll show you. So that's a total of 5. But with this one, it's English and Spanish. So you get an English website and a Spanish website. And you get all of the training and master resale rights to all 10 streams. You get the done for you automation. You get exclusive AI training. That's part of the tools in there. Besides what I'm helping people learn, mine is just a side information I'm helping people with directly through my school community. There's TikTok training. You can learn how to do free ads. There are places out there you can learn how to post ads that don't cost anything. You don't have to pay for Google ads and all of that. And so here's the buy button. When you make a purchase at this level, you would also pay a $69 one-time website fee. That's the fee, not for you to pay, like when I said before, you could pay the company, pay their tech team to actually go and configure the website for you on your domain name and all of that. This is a one-time fee to set up the website, put it on your domain, and it's ready for you to do the customizing. And I'll show you on my own where you see that the customizing was just putting my photo and putting a few sentences on there for my bio. But that's how the company makes their money. All of the tech support, all of the server operational cost, all of that back end information, all that background uh, overhead is paid for through those one-time $69 fees, because the person, if you buy from me, I get 100%. So I get the $1,400 less, the typical credit card processing fees and so on. On the $900 package, you get nearly all the same stuff, but it's only the English speaking. And again, you can go in on my link and read the details. I'm not going to read line by line in here, but for these packages, you'll pay the one-time fee of $39 for the website instead of $69, and then the $900. And then we'll scroll down here and show you the other three. So there is an entry-level program at $100 called Launchpad 2.0. Then there is the second package where you get 2 income streams. And now these 3 and the 900, there are one-time fees of $39 for the website. The $69 website fee is only on the top package, the Legacy Builder Bundle. So on this one, the Launchpad is $100. The passive daily pay, it includes these items. Again, I'm not going to read line by line, but you can go to my webpage. You'll see all this on my webpage. And then the digital mastery, the payment program, and that's $600. Now, the other cool thing is not only can I help people set up a payment program, but if people come in at a lower level, let's say you came in, to make it easy for me to do the math, you came in at $100, and in a few weeks or a few months later, you've made some money and you want to upgrade to the $600. You get a hold of me, you text me or email me or give me a phone call. You'll have my phone number when you become a customer. And you let me know, say, Henry, the 1st of July, I want to do an upgrade. I want to go to the $600 package. How do I do that? And I'll tell you, okay, I'll go and create a shopping cart that has a $500 payment in there. And that's all you have to do is pay that difference. So 100 you've already paid. You pay another $500 to me, and I'll give you the link to that. You do that, and then that will unlock everything at that level. Same thing for people who come in at a lower level and decide that they want to go all the way to the $1,400 level. Whatever that is, I can work with you to create that shopping cart product that is the difference. There's no extra fee in that. I don't charge people extra. The company doesn't charge people extra, and so on. So that's the website. I'm not going to get into all of those. People want to know what the packages are. They are digital products. So when I've explained that to people, I tell them about 12 years ago when I was helping a friend of mine who ran an internet marketing business and did live conferences. So he would put on programs in a venue. Typically, we did those at hotels. Do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and all day from morning to afternoon, and have a lineup of speakers that would do a presentation. They would do a 90-minute presentation. The last 10 to 15, 20 minutes, they were talking about the program that they were selling. And for the people who wanted to buy that, it was typically go to the table in the back, give us your credit card, and some of those people would have product on the table that would be packaged as boxes. And they would be DVDs, they would be, let's just switch back to my camera so you can see that I'm still here. There we go. They would be DVDs, they would be ring binders, printed material, they would be CDs. All of that is in a package, and it would go on the shelf back behind me, and that's where it would stay. Right? People spend $1,500. I saw people spending $5,000, $10,000 on some programs, and then at the next conference a few months later they'd show up again and spend that money. And I'd ask them, or Jeff would ask them, how did you do with that? Well, I haven't really done, haven't opened it up yet. It's still sitting on the shelf back there. And so the other thing about that was, besides having this bundle of stuff that you take home and set on your shelf, is that when the company needed to do updates, unless you subscribe to a service that they may or may not offer to send you updates on the materials, you would have to pay. If they did, you'd have to pay that. With Legacy Builders, because it's all digital products, it's all done online, all of these things. So Michelle is always doing updates to products and training, adding new training in here, adding new ways, and helping people to come up with new and better ways to do their business. And so that's updated using videos, just like these other ones that I showed you. It's all done in this format. And sometimes there's a link over here for a PDF that you can print out, or just save it to your computer or save it to your phone. So this is what I am offering, the opportunity for people to come in to a business where you don't have all of the overhead. You have access. I forgot to mention, Michelle, when you do a one-time fee, and that's it, and you're in the business forever, basically. You're part of Legacy Builders for as long as you want. There's no additional fees that you have to pay. And every week she comes on. She is a multi-million-dollar earner. She's earning herself through her own program. She actively, besides doing training for all of us and running the business, she actually markets on TikTok and whatever other places that she does. And she's pulling in 6 figures a month. She was earned her first million in 17 months after she started the program, doing digital products like this. So this is the opportunity for you to do that. And if you are interested, you would come to my website, and I'll show you the link here at the end. You'd come onto my landing page here, and this would be like your page. When you join, you'll put your photo in. There's a place for you to load your bio and put a short text in here. And go back up to the top, let's see, somewhere down here. So at the bottom of my product page, you see Michelle. Just going to scroll up here. There's a bunch of testimonies on here. There's a whole bunch of details that I haven't taken time, because I want you to go look at them yourself. But I wanted to, okay, here's more testimonies. And there I am. So I had to, or didn't have to, but I had the ability to go in, type up a couple paragraphs about myself, and put my image on there. Again, this is, all right, so here I am, and here's the image of me, right? That is my AI twin. Okay, being upfront. Yes, he's better looking, got a nicer smile, nicer teeth, and that's the picture that I use. That's the picture that I have over here also. And in a lot of my material that I put out online, I will use my AI twin images, and I will even use my avatar, my AI twin in videos, and you've probably seen some of that. Oop, I wanted to show you. This is my Henry Griner AI Explorer Technology Teacher. This is my homepage. This is on the same system IO, on the same server that my Legacy Builders program is on. If you come to henrygriner.com, this is what you'll see. A little history of me. You can access my free, right now it's still free. At some point here, probably in July, I'm going to start charging a small fee for new people to come in and be part of my school. I'll show you that in just a minute. Here's a AI music video I did with this clone. This is not a real person. This is Gen 1, Gen 1 that I created with a Suno music. And then Sundo was the tool that I used to create the video. Here's the link to go and join my Legacy Builders. Here's another link for my AI for Humans, a link to my YouTube channel. And then a couple times a month, I post a newsletter on my Substack account. And if you go over, there's also an about and a contact form on here. But on this page, which is going to be kind of funky because that's showing my live stream. That's where you might be watching this, or you could be watching it from the replay. So I will, after this video renders up on YouTube, I will post this today's video where this one is. There's some excuse me, testimonials from people in Legacy Builders, and then webinars each week. Michelle does a live webinar, and those get posted over here also. So that's the home page, and from there, so the last thing I want to show you, this is my free AI for Humans school, and the welcome is from my AI twin. And so I'm up to just about 50 members, 48 members. I had about 3 more people that joined this afternoon. I've had this going now for not quite a month and a half, I guess. But I've got a classroom in here where I have information. Right now, all of these are free and open. At some point, I'm going to be setting some requirements for people to access these different training areas. And I will tomorrow be announcing the next course that I'm putting on, Module 7, which will be training about another level of how to use AI. So here is the link, henrygrinerteam.com, if you want to join, or you can go to henrygriner.com if you want to take a look at that page. That's what I have for you today. That's the end of my presentation. And I like to say I appreciate those who are online here watching me, following along, and those of you who are going to be watching on the replays. This will be on my YouTube channel. It'll also be put up on my LinkedIn page and then on my Facebook page. So thank you for your time. God bless, and hope to talk to you soon. If you have any questions, you can send an email to either henry@henrygrinerteam.com or henry@henrygriner.com, and that will come directly to me. If you sign up off my form, if you fill out the form when you go to my henrygrinerteam.com and just hit reply on any of the emails, then I get those direct. I do follow up I get them to my phone, I get them on my computer, and so I do follow up and try to get back to everybody right away. Again, thank you. God bless. Appreciate you being here.